Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand and it is springtime. You know what that means? That's right, it's Academy season and the 93rd Academy Awards is coming up in a few weeks. And yesterday the nominations dropped. I was a bit curious on how they were going to handle this one. Simply put, 2020 was a bad year for movies. This was the worst year since 1968. Main reason was that the majority of movies I was looking forward to were, pushed back to this year, and already, movies from this year is getting pushed, to next year, and so forth and so forth. So I couldn't really see any particular movies, going the distance and getting lots of nominations, and I wasn't feeling the Oscar buzz that I usually feel around this time. And the nominations dropped yesterday, and I looked at it and I said, I don't even know half of these movies. I've never even heard of them. I have no idea what to make of it. But since I'm brilliant, I could come up with a prediction list, which I think is going to be, well, I don't know how accurate it's going to be. It's a difficult year to predict when it comes to the Academy, but here we go, shall we? Best Original Song. This is the category I am the least interested in each and every year, because usually it's just these generic pop songs that Hollywood trots out, or the odd little jazz number which they love, and I think it's going to be Fight for You that's going to win. But I hope it's going to be Husavik from the Eurovision movie. Not a great movie, but pretty okay. But come on, Academy, it's gotta be Yeah Yeah, Ding Dong, that should win this one. But it's not even nominated. For shame, you have the gall to do this, Academy. Makeup and hairstyle. Another one of these I'm not too bothered by it categories, but I think it is going to be Ma Rainey's Black Bottom that wins, but I think I want Mank to win. We'll see where it goes. Costume design. I was really impressed with Mulan when it came to the costumes, which was almost the only thing I was impressed by from that movie. So I want Mulan to win, but I think Mank is going to pull in this one, because Hollywood love this kind of stuff. So it's gonna be Mank, but I hope actually for Mulan. Original score. I really like Trent Reznor, and I really hope that he will be able to, nab an Academy Award. So I think it's going to be Mank, and I actually hope it's going to be Mank. The only other score I think that can threaten it is probably Soul, but I think still it's going to be Mank. Production design. Fun fact, Tenet has 2 Academy Awards. Tenet has 2 Academy Awards. In an abysmal year where almost all movies were pushed back, Tenet was actually released. How did it get awarded for its ballsy move to actually get a theatrical run? 2 Academy Awards. Fuck you, Academy. Are you insane? Tenet is the greatest movie that's been released to the public since 2015. This is what you do? You're insane. Anyway, I want Tenet to win, but I don't think it's going to win. I think it's going to be super ignored in the Academy, and I think that News of the World is going to grab this one, because, Hollywood do love their, westerns sometimes to get a little nod here and there. So I think News of the World is going to get it, but man, it stings for Tenet. Sound. Fun fact, they have apparently scrapped sound editing and sound mixing and just make it into one category, sound. I don't know how to feel about that. It feels like dumbing it down, but on the other hand, I had no idea what the difference was between sound mix and sound editing, and since nobody has been able to explain that to me, I'm okay with that. I think that I want Mank to win, and I think that Mank is going to win, so it's going to be Mank. Special effects. Well, I hope it's going to be Tenet, and I know it's going to be Tenet, and if it's not Tenet, I will fucking riot. Film editing. I would bet good money on that the Trial of the Chicago 7 gets the Academy for Best Editing, and I actually hope so, and because it was really excellent. So Trial of the Chicago 7 it is. Best International Feature Film. I think it's going to be Better Days who wins this, and I hope it's going to be Better Days who wins this. It is the only movie that sounds remotely interesting. I think they're also going to do it because it is Hong Kong, and because, you know, they want to, you know, support Hong Kong in some weird way. Maybe, I don't know, but I think it's going to be Better Days. Cinematography. Now, I think they're going to pick Mank for this one. I don't like that because it just feels like such a... Whenever a movie is released in black and white and it gets an Academy Award nomination for Best Cinematography, I just get a little, oh god, we're doing this again. For about 30 years now, Hollywood has been like, oh, it's so old school, give this man all of the Academy Awards. And I just goes, oh. That's why I think it's going to be Mank, but I hope it's going to be News of the World. But come on, Tenet is right there, one of the most gorgeous movies that has been, you know, made for several years. You don't even give it a nomination, but come on, guys, Tenet is there, Tenet is right there, and you're gonna say that, you know, it's not even worthy of being nominated for Best Cinematography? Are you insane? Original Screenplay. I hope it's going to be the Trial of the Chicago 7, and I think it's going to be the Trial of the Chicago 7, because whenever Aaron Sorkin puts pen to paper, magic happens, and he should automatically get at least a nomination, and he should almost automatically get one whenever he trots out a really good movie, and this was a really good movie, and he really deserves it, and it's going to be the Trial of the Chicago 7, or I'm going to be a little bit angry. Adapted screenplay. I hope it's going to be the sequel to Borat, and I hope that Sacha Baron Cohen goes up and he makes a really, really wacky speech, and that's mainly why I want it to win. I haven't seen the new Borat movie. I'm not too interested in it, actually. I think it's going to be The White Tiger. I don't know why I think that. Just a hunch and what seems logical. Best animated feature. Well, this is kind of simple. Soul. Best director. I think it's going to be Mank, and I hope it's going to be Mank, mainly because it is directed by David Fincher, one of my all-time favorite directors, who has never been, you know, really recognized by the Academy or Hollywood as, you know, being one of the best, since even though he technically has made some of the greatest movies in the history of cinema. And now he has made this movie that I personally think is a film. I think he should get at least a recognition of how great he is, so I hope it's going to be that simply because of him. If somebody else would have directed Mank, I would not have hoped or guessed that it would have been. That's how I work. Deal with it. Supporting actress. I thought Amanda Seyfried was really, really good in Mank, and I hope that she'll win, and I think that she'll win. It is not, you know, very big competition here, and that's the only one that really stands out, so that's what I think. Supporting actor. A difficult category to predict, but I think it's going to be Sacha Baron Cohen from the Trial of the Chicago 7, and deservingly so. This is probably the best, you know, normal performance I've ever seen him do, and I think this is not a slam dunk, but I think it's tricky, but I think it's going to be Sacha Baron Cohen. Best actress. It's either going to be Viola Davis or Andrea Day from respectively Ma Rainey's Black Bottom or The United States versus Billie Holiday. And of those two, I think it's going to be Viola Davis that pulls out. I really like Viola Davis, and I think she deserves it very well. Please, please, for the love of God, keep Carey Mulligan out of this one. She's an excitement assassin. I fucking hate her. So, of those two, I really hope it's going to be Viola Davis, and I think it's going to be Viola Davis. Best Actor. Chadwick Boseman from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Because he's dead, and because he died in a very public way, and because he was so beloved by, you know, people, and he played Black Panther. And I would even go so far to say that if Chadwick Boseman does not win this one, there's probably going to be riots in the streets, and it's going to be some minor complaints online, but I would assume he'll win. I would be very surprised if anybody else wins, actually. Best Picture. When I read the list of the nominees for Best Picture, I said, this is the sorriest, saddest bunch of low-rent bullshit I have seen for ever, I think. We have to go back to the 70s to find a more lackluster bunch of movies. So I had to pick the best of the bunch, The Trial of the Chicago 7. That is a really good movie, the only movie in this bunch I thought was anything, you know, better than good. Mank is probably the second best, and that's not saying that much. I thought Mank was a bit overrated. It was totally fine, totally okay. But The Trial of the Chicago 7 was a genuinely very good movie, and I think it's going to win. I hope it's going to win, and by God, if anybody else than those two wins, I'm going to be really cross. So, when the Academy has come and went, I will just make another video to show how incredibly wrong I am or how incredibly right I am. We'll see how it goes. And I'll see you next time from, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.